No.
Let him eat.
Give me 5 minutes to throw this down my neck and ready to roll.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I know. No. I've had the same thing. Yeah.
I hate them. I hate them so much. I've got a 40-odd chest. I cannot burn my bra. Are they crazy? They said burn your bra and be free. No, I couldn't drop these out onto the world. It wouldn't be fair. I wouldn't do this.
No, I'm fine.
I wouldn't do a thing like that.
There, stay. You cook the food.
Batty boys. We can talk.
Yeah, I do, yeah. I just can't believe they're putting more.
Chainmail.
I mean, this looks so heavy.
As a dancer, the weight of what all he took on did not stop him dancing. And I think that's fabulous because it shows that don't care what weights or what tried to restrict him, he still danced. I like that. And even though at the end he was exhausted and he needed help to leave the arena, he still kept fighting. I liked that.
I couldn't work out all the way through whether it was you actually did that or whether he was acting that or whether that's what you did to him.
It was a bit like a Madonna video.
Right.
In as much as there's all stuff happening in the back and there's like everyone's getting ready to fight or action or something, they're going to do drugs or box or... And then he goes and he does ballet. Brilliant. In chainmail. Which it kind of didn't make sense, but it's hard to... But obviously it represents something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what didn't you like about it?
The darkness at first, and when he's passing all those people, you can't understand who they are or what they are. But when you see, they look like the other contenders.
Yeah.
And they were all exhausted by what they had done.
Yeah.
And then everybody had their score, and then you saw him getting his score. But that's how you feel sometimes in life. That everybody's doing their thing, and your thing is harder than everybody else's. But
it was interesting, all the reactions. There were so many different reactions.
Yeah, there was
as
something
well.
like...
It was just I just wanted them to do another one.
I liked how one guy looked at him and kind of half smiled and turned to his friend and looked at his friend as if to say, do you like it?
They were clapping, but I didn't know whether they were clapping because he put more chainmail on, and that was like...
Well,
but I couldn't work out whether they were saying, yeah, even more closure, don't show it even more, and then or whether it was like respect, because you can dance in 65, however many it was, of chainmail, or whether he just looked amazing. And then I didn't know whether the collapsing was real. He just collapsed on the floor.
Collapsed.
He clapped.
But that's
You could really feel the presence of the male.
yes,
The very dominating.
Yeah, you could, and you felt the testosterone.
Yeah,
in the room,
you could.
Which I'm not averse to testosterone. I like a bit of tea, but there's times where males just need that maleness.
Yeah.
And sometimes we as women want to be pushed in it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's good for us to be pushed damn well out of it. Because of the way we think of things. Because we as a woman just run in there and say, oh God, no, don't put the one on him. But every man stood and watched him take it.
Yeah, they wanted more.
No, because that is the world though. So that's why I said that was quite moving, because as a woman, you want to say, don't do that. And stop it and, be female.
Yeah.
But in a male environment, even the child was learning to be man.
Yeah.
Because you just have to take it.
He's carrying a heavy load.
Yeah, but he also was literally carrying a really heavy load. I want to feel the chainmail now.
That's what I just said.
No, I thought you meant metaphorically, sorry.
I mean both.
obviously he was carrying a heavy load. You can see it on his face in the beginning, his face. So, yeah.
I meant both.
It put me off at first, because I thought, oh no. it's a negative, portrayal of the black man. That was the first 2 seconds. And I thought, well, it's another side of the black issue, is what I thought when it began. But after watching it from the beginning to the end, I realised it had nothing to do with black issue. It was males. It was a male issue being projected. And I enjoyed that, the maleness of it. Even though at first I did find it a bit overwhelming. The child in the room of males and being a male child also confirmed it was like a learning. It was that, the child's there to learn something from the other males in the group.
I was I was a bit confused if it was a club. This is where it broke it down for me, because there was a child there. So I thought it was...
Was the child there? Was the child? I don't think the child was there.
God, really? I saw the child 3 times. I thought the child was there.
But I think that was him when he was young.
Oh, that was a flashback, wasn't it?
Because everybody's facial expressions was very different from when he went in to when he started until he ended.
Yeah.
I felt like their reactions were softening. I felt like their reactions were softening throughout it.
Sure.
And then there was a child. But I didn't get the same thing as you about the child not being there.
I think the child was a memory of when he was a kid.
Because he was being judged there, not on his sexuality, but on him making a bigger score than everyone else. Whichever.
And you could clearly see they didn't think he could do it.
He was being challenged. I don't know. He was challenged. I felt like he was challenging everybody in the audience, but they were all challenged. But it was in a very challenging situation.
Well, it was like an underground boxing match.
Yeah, but I didn't get that until you said that, so I didn't know what
the whole lead up to it. But then instead of the fight, it was an underground competition.
Right.
Usually it's usually one against another.
For me, it was really awkward because I didn't know where he was being led to. And I don't know Amartey, so I didn't know quite what's going to happen. And I didn't see the fight thing. I didn't know that, and I definitely didn't get the.
It was like being, going down. He's the young contender he was the next contender for the whatever the competition was.
Okay.
And I thought it was going to be fight.
That was really clear for you, was it?
Yeah, from the start.
What, going down in the lift and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the start, and especially as it passed other people and. There was some guys with cigarette lighters, and it's like, they're doing drugs, you're not sure. And then there was some guy sort of breathing heavy, but he's looking like a boxer, fighter, and in them kind of situations, and then I would be ready to fight.
Well, that's coming from a male point of view. I didn't know whether he was going to prison or was going to be locked up. I didn't know what was going on.
It's going for a competition.
And I also felt that the weighing of the chain, it made me recognise the strain of when you've got a challenge and a weight on your shoulders.
Yeah.
The actual physicalness of it, and then which then really gets to your emotional side.
Yeah.
The way it was filmed, the slowness and the sounds all being really like every little sound being heightened. I've been in situations like that, so I feel like
it slows down.
Not even a fight situation, just a something that's really important to you,
slows down,
or something that's very something that you've never done before. So if you're doing something you've never done before,
it's always new, isn't it? If you walk in the same route, it's
then
really quick.
Everything that everybody does, every noise is like dropping like a stone, And it's not, everything's jarring a little bit, and it takes time to be comfortable in your own skin, and it takes time to be comfortable with situations.
Well, it's the world.
Yeah.
And the world is not no loving kindness.
No.
And at first, because of the song, you think it's about sexuality, and then you realise that it's nothing to do with it. That's just another label. Or part of the story, but it wasn't the whole thing. Because the story was about an individual, and what was put on him, he still rose up.
That was really,
I couldn't quite catch the regular lyrics. Yeah, it'd be nice to know the lyrics. Because I'm sure they're quite important. In fact,
Okay,
the song.
okay, yeah,
That's why I want to hear the song.
So you feel like
right, that's it.
You feel like you feel like you'd want to watch it again.
Bunchy Banton has attracted criticism of the anti-gay lyrics in this hit, since it supports the murder of gay men. It should also be noted that this song was written in response to a man in his hood getting caught raping and molesting young boys.
Right.
In addition to only being 15 when he wrote it, Banton is coming from a third world country, POV, don't know what that means, that rarely differentiates between being gay and being a paedophile. So it's
Right, okay.
it's saying it's not completely anti-gay, it's anti-paedophile. I think.
Well, to my heard it, it's not one of my favourite songs.
Is it because of the words in it, or just...
Yeah, the words,
right.
yeah, because it's causing murder and mayhem to something that I believe is a person's nature.
Yeah.
Boom Bye Bye is shook,
Yeah.
When he sings that song, he could have put anything there because it's just something to hate. Because to me, and anything that's going to make another human being go up and kill another human being, and that is what the song's about.
Boom Bye Bye, shoot him in the head, Batty Boy. But it's not saying
But it
gay
was
boy,
written
it's
because-
referring to a paedophile.
And in some countries, all gays are seen as paedophiles. That's
Yeah.
why the song was written. Yeah, okay, got it.
When that song started playing, and he came out, you figured that it was raining down on him, but then you realised that the song is part of the film, but not the story, because the dance was the story,
Yeah.
or the battle
Struggles
of the dance.
of life and the rising above it.
Does that change your hearing it real like that?
Oh, it gives
Does
me
it change your opinion of the film?
No, I just wanted to know what the song was about. The whole song wasn't relevant. That's why I was slow down. If it was at full speed, it would be saying, you would be getting the lyrics and it would be saying, boom, bye, bye.
Yeah. That's why I thought it was just what he was hearing while he was dancing, even
Yeah,
though it
yeah, maybe.
might not have been what people were thinking,
Oh.
but he was thinking that. That's how I
maybe.
saw it. But that's just how I saw it when I watched it the first
he's in a
time.
dangerous situation by dancing ballet in chainmail in a blues club. Yeah, it would be quite dangerous, I suppose.
I saw that it was just something else they were letting you know about the character, but it didn't matter. That was the least once you saw the dance.
But that's what I mean. Do you see what I mean? So they weren't moving. It wasn't like there was music on. They were just stood there watching something.
True.
So it wasn't like they were in a club.
Even though
So it could have been anywhere,
So what you're saying
any
is there was no music
situation.
on? There
Well,
was
I
no
don't
music.
know. I don't know.
It appeared there was no music because they weren't tapping their feet.
Yeah, or it was like it was. I just assumed it was in his head. He was feeling that in his head. It was the way he was hearing things because he was going into something that he didn't really enjoy. So he was hearing everything slowed down. You know, like when they go.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
When you're in a
Yeah, exactly.
fighting
High
mode.
adrenaline
Yeah.
situation.
Slows down.
Everything goes slower, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it wasn't coming from his eyes. It was coming from his ears.
Black people, Jews, you could put anything to that song if you wanted to, because it's a mindset of hate.
I think it was laid on him in as much as,
I see,
calling
yeah.
him Batsy Boy, come on Batsy Boy, what it's a bit derogatory or what you're going to do, and he gets up and
Yeah,
dance and
there was
carries the weight of
but-
being Batsy
yeah,
Boy, if you like.
But there was.
Gay boy.
I just thought
But
that's what.
why I wanted the lyrics.
I
That's
thought
why I
that's
wanted
what
the
he was
lyrics.
hearing. I just thought that's what he was hearing in his head. I didn't think there was.
Maybe
I
it
didn't
is.
think there was any music playing. I thought he was just. He had that music in his head.
Well, and even if it was about sexuality, it could have easily have been about anything else.
Anything else. And I liked the way something you would never think of, because chainmail to me as an old soldier is, army, the war, battle thing. So the minute I see that, I think of it as conflict. Chainmail to a lot of people wouldn't mean anything. So,
I didn't know what it was until I seen it.
Okay.
He was prouder. He seemed proud. That's what it was. It was kind of a dichotomy because he was having more chainmail put on him, but he's almost feeling freer. the more chainmail he put on. I don't know. That's how it seemed to me. He looked amazing with the
Yeah,
chainmail,
no,
and
it
the
looks great.
foxtails, and the filming was incredible.
Yeah, really well.
So it's a thing of protection as well as it's a thing of weight.
When he was fully chainmailed, you didn't really think about him until you see the odd foot.
That's great.
Yeah.
They say, don't they, when people are challenged, they feel like they've got
They're
a burden
carrying,
on
yeah,
their
something on
shoulders,
their
and
back, yeah.
that
chainmail, yeah.
seeing him dancing with that chainmail on him, it made me realise that how heavy a burden can be.
Yeah, and the weight increased as well.
Yeah.
Because that's how it can feel sometimes. But you know, at the end, all of it was taken off him. And he was victorious, even though exhausted and drained. So as much as the chainmail started off as the burden, it helped prove who he was. It established him.
I don't know. It's just when he took the chainmail off, he was he'd taken off some of the burden or whatever.
Well, after
It
he's
left
finished.
it in his chainmail.
But that's after he's done his dance and everything.
Yeah.
And shown their appreciation.
Acceptance or whatever. Yeah.
He passed the test.
I can relate to the awkwardness and I can relate to that, but not
How?
just being socially awkward.
Well, you are, but...
I am very socially awkward.
But is it like carrying a heavy load?
Yeah, and not so much now. I feel quite light now, but just when I was growing up, definitely.
Oh God, growing up.
Growing up,
It was horrible.
that's what I mean. That was youth, wasn't it? That was growing up, becoming, finding yourself. And I think before you find yourself, everyone is carrying
I
some
still
sort of
think
weight.
about when-
I look back when younger people come at me with
when-
all like, I'm young. I'm like, don't envy you at all.
What he portrayed, regardless of his sexuality, and or maybe because of it, was absolutely breathtaking in a negative
It
environment.
cancelled everything out after that.
Totally, because the power of his dance
Posture.
and the determination of his posture excelled. The devil in the room couldn't say anything.
And that's why there was a bit where one guy looked at another as if to say, what do you think? I don't think the people in the club were completely used to that.
No, it was definitely challenging.
They were, it's like watching something new.
But the outstandingness and the beauty of his dance, Heart of Stone, you would have to melt.
And then there was a guy who was just like, I'll total respect because you're carrying something really heavy.
You were just watching the guys.
I
Then.
was.
No,
But just the change of the expressions of them
Okay.
from when he first walked
In when they
until
looked
he first started
Yeah,
dancing.
they weren't bothered, they
and
weren't
to the
interested.
very
Yeah.
end, yeah.
But I think they didn't think he'd be able to take the
No,
weight.
I didn't think he'd. They thought I'd
Yeah,
thought that.
Yeah, they thought that he wouldn't be able to manage. Well,
I couldn't work out. They were just watching him doing ballet, and he was feeling like the song and the chainmail were things that he was thinking.
no.
Not
Well-
that actually he just went into a club and put chain. It wasn't actually. I didn't know whether it was actually that or whether they were having a reaction to actually he's coming and dancing and he's pretty bloody good at ballet.
that's
But
why.
that's why I thought that the dance did it, because
But it wasn't the dance. It was him.
yeah, but he's the dance.
Yeah, no,
isn't
yeah,
it?
no,
That's
but when
what
I
I
say-
mean. He's the dance.
Yeah, but I can say the dance in what we saw did it, but we didn't know what the others did.
Okay.
That's why I can't say it's the dance because we don't know what anybody else did
Before that.
before him.
I don't think it was symbolic. It was symbolic, but it was real chainmail. It was, it was a real competition, dance
So
competition.
it was a real competition.
Yeah.
It really happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was symbolic as well.
Yeah.
What does the chainmail represent to you?
What I recognised when I watched it was that you can feel the energy from male to female and how an all male environment
Totally different. Yeah.
heavy. It was dark and gloomy. It was masculine. It
Yes,
was
but that is a male thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were no females.
Exactly. So the feminine side that you noticed was coming from the
I always see what you
extreme
mean.
male that turns gay, kind of.
No, it was
and a
coming
lot of
from
gays are hidden in
It
machoism.
was coming from the detail of the lighting and the tension. I thought.
Yeah, but that's the filming of it.
Well, I think too much has been put on what is a man and what is a woman. We need to be more looking at what is human and human beings on a whole, and trying to live in a more loving environment with each other. And if there's something need doing, it shouldn't be a male job or a female job. It's whoever can do that job.
Yeah. Or you do it together as
yes,
a partnership.
as a partnership.
Even though he was really masculine,
A lot of guys are
masculine
really
body.
masculine, though, aren't they? They
Well,
hide-
dancers are very masculine, aren't they?
Well, yeah, that's from
You know.
the muscle.
Yeah. Well, he couldn't have danced with that chainmail on if he hadn't been really strong.
But
I didn't feel isolated by the fact that it was
gay men.
black gay men. I didn't feel isolated.
No.
I felt right in there.
Sure,
I did. But,
sure.
but I had that. It gave me. It's nice to watch.
We're now
it's nice
presuming
to-
that we're gay men.
It's it's nice to watch something gives you a feeling rather than just watching something and not having any reaction, a physical reaction. Do you know what I mean?
And that's another thing for me. I feel that, yeah, there is behaviours that women have and there's behaviours that men have, and we do think differently. However, we can still both be each other.
Yeah.
And I think people forget that.
The dancing was so beautiful. It was so beautifully, and the filming was so beautiful. That's what was feminine about it. It was so beautifully filmed, the light, and it was so soft and.
Because I know when I'm ready, I could very easily present myself
Like masculine.
Like masculine, yeah. I mean, as I've got older, and I see that I'm nurturing in a different way. However, I know it's still there.
Oh, for sure.
You're meant to say.
Oh no.
No.
I just think you're in soft apple plum.
Yeah.
With a few spikes at the side.
Yeah, well, you're not so bad yourself. I don't know where I get it from.
Innocent little daffodil like myself. I don't know what you mean.
Oh, God.
When they first said Solomon 65 in slow-mo, I thought they'd waved the chainmail after he'd danced.
They did, yeah, and it
No,
got
no,
heavier.
No.
No?
I thought it was some
That's
chainmail.
what I thought.
They wave it, and what they were waving is the way of the after he'd done his dance, the way which would include the sweat or
Yeah, that's what I mean.
the
It got
emotion.
heavier.
So it got heavy, but no, it was different chainmail that he wore the second time. I think the first time was just a head thing,
Yeah.
and the second time was a whole thing. So they brought in some more chainmail, and because he'd succeeded in the first bit,
Right.
they then loaded him to see if he could go further. You know, like it's like a weightlifting competition. You've done 50 pounds,
Right,
now
okay.
try 65.
Okay.
Because a piece of his outfit was in every one of them rooms as well.
Yes. Yeah, I did notice that. That's why I figured they were the former contenders who had come on before him because they all had their scores.
Yeah.
But him now, as the last one or the one we saw, we could appreciate his fights from the first he started, and then the second stage when the chain was come on him, and then when he got the full weight of the situation, the problem or whatever in life you could put that to, he still rose.
Yeah.
And he still danced, which is his thing. And I like that.
But that's why I didn't think it was a club, because then there was a child in there.
I don't think the child was there.
Right, okay.
I think it was like an underground club with competition, but like you
He
might
kept
go
tapping her.
to a pole dancing girls, and I'll sit around and go, yeah. But it was something different, some ballerina in chainmail.
I like that. I like the idea of that, because things in life are coming down on you.
Yeah.
So, it's a metaphor for your life, really, isn't it, when you see what's going on.
But
Oh,
that's quite obvious. It's a sort of black club, sort of blues, underground. Yeah. No women.
Explain how I found it moving.
Yeah.
Well, it was males. It was all
Yeah.
males. So I don't really like seeing anything where it's just all males.
Okay.
Because I like a female, even one, there. But I do appreciate
yourself even. It's
Yourself
just you.
even,
Yeah.
It's
Is there one question it's asking?
I think it's kind of saying that you know, you go out and do things, and you're carrying a lot, you know.
What, to
If you-
open up in any way or do anything
Yeah,
in any way like
yeah,
that, different,
it's a risk.
something different.
Yeah.
What shone for me was that there was the burden of the chains, and how when your life is challenged for whatever reason, that how heavy your burdens can be.
Or how heavy you feel your burdens
the
are.
burdens, yeah.
Because every man just think.
And the masculine bit of it, I didn't notice before. I didn't see the masculine energy in it, and it all male.
It sprang in my face for the first minute.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I thought I'd come home.
Yeah.
You know, when I watch something like that, I'm like, I do imagine that I'm in there, and I would.
You were in the movie. You could have been.
I would have been the
movie.
contender
Yeah.
for the competition.
You were the contender, right? Okay.
I was, yeah. I identified with the contender for the
Yeah.
competition, but I didn't know what the competition was.
No. I just know that when I'm performing, I know how rich your internal thoughts are,
Uh-huh.
and how that can. That's why I feel like that's why some performers are really, really amazing, because they're contending with what's in their head while they're performing.
So when you're performing, you have.
I don't know. I have no perception of reality, really. No.
Does it?
So sometimes I'll walk away and I'll think all sorts, and that's why I have to now. I've learned, I'm a bit older, to draw a line and not think about what that person said, what this person said, what that person was looking at, what this person's thinking, what my internal song or voice was at the time, because a lot of the time it's wrong. You know.
Anything that's all male or all female, it will be given a name. But when it's black males, that can be overpowering, and that can be frightening to some.
What would you do if you were? What would you do if it was how would the film be if it was a woman? Would it just be chainmail again?
Let's say it's the same film with white guys. It would be more gay. If it was the same film with women, there would be more butch.
Not necessarily.
No, I'm just imagining.
The whole thing, it transcended colour, because it just showed you an arena where something was being done as a group of men. You didn't notice their colour really. It wasn't about colour, it was about maleness to me.
For me, I would interpret whether it was black guys or white women, I would interpret it pretty much the same.
I think I probably would have got the same.
You know, what's happening is happening.
I think what's happened to us as humans, because of the way society is, and because of our own, our relationships with ourselves and our values for ourselves and the world, we'll more go along with it and not talk it.
Yeah.
And so that's where I think should change.
But a lot of people don't want to be blamed or feel guilty. There's a lot of that going around. Yeah, you know, you have to leave guilt way behind. Guilt will kill you. And shoulda, coulda, woulda will have you stop in your tracks. Yeah.
I think it's everyone could relate to that, to feeling like that.
I don't think so. I think it's related to black males.
Just black males.
I think
They've
so.
only got that. They're the only. Yeah. Well,
although women watching it can relate to it, I don't think that's what it's about.
Okay.
I think it's about being gay in underground black society, where there's songs like "Kill the Batty Boy," and therefore you're dancing. You may be doing something beautiful, but you're carrying this heavy load. You know, 65 kilos of chainmail. You can hardly move.
I know that's just up your street, that cold and masculine and deadly.
It is.
It is.
Yeah. So anything else? What else?
I don't know. What do you think it represented to the artist?
I don't know.
Stability.
So you joining me? Should we have a little cheers?
Artois.
Ching.
Artois.